Here's another question I got. Is intuition the same for everyone, or does it vary from person to person? And I would say intuition is different for everybody. It shows up differently for everybody. And my best piece of advice is understand your own code. Learn to decipher your own code, how it shows up, how you receive the information, and everything from how it feels in your physical body to how it shows up maybe in images or impressions, or just knowing or nudging. So it does show up differently for each person. And I actually think I'll do a little mini workshop on this so that we can go through specific exercises. But to answer the question, yes, it does show up a little bit differently for every person. All right, next question. How can I trust my intuition more and overcome self-doubt or skepticism? I love this question because I don't know anyone that hasn't at some point doubted their intuition, right? And that is, I believe, a result of your logical mind kicking in and all of the stuff that we've learned about society and around us that says it's got to be factual and through these five senses for it to be true and facts. And I will submit that intuition is true, and it also does use your five senses. You have to interpret the information that you receive through that. So the difference between your logical mind receiving the sight, smell, taste, sound, and those facts, the intuition, you might receive symbols in those ways, imagery, thoughts, your focus of attention might shift, and you might have just this understanding or knowing. So still uses the five senses, but a little differently and more of an interpretation of those five senses. So learning how to interpret that and understand it will decrease your skepticism. And one of my favorite ways to teach people to do that is for them to journal and document. So write down every time you can think of that you had an intuitive hit, is what we call them, right? Intuitive hit, and what it felt like, where it showed up in your body, what was the situation, what did you think about it, what was your, what information did you interpret from it? And then go back and jot down whether you were accurate or not. And if you do this sort of mapping and keep doing it, you will start to see where intuition shows up in your body or your presence, and how to decipher that information and really see the difference between the logical mind kicking in too much, or fear kicking in too much, or the ego, and all of those different pieces.